No One Can Hear You is an episode of Adventure Time which is known for being one of the strangest and oddly terrifying in the series. It starts out with Finn and Jake fighting a deer terrorizing the Candy Kingdom. They both get knocked down in the fight, Finn breaking his legs, and an unknown time passes before Finn awakes and finds both his legs are in a cast and the Candy Kingdom is completely empty. He's able to find Jake in the streets but is suffering from severe head trauma, not acting like himself at all. The episode honestly feels like we just switched into an alternate reality with Finn where everything is just off. Finn does some investigating to find out where all the missing candy people went, and by the end of the episode, it's revealed that the deer has been collecting and sticking them to the ceilings of the sewer, revealing hands underneath its hooves like gloves, and has amazing stamina fighting both Finn and Jake, who is now back to normal, almost beating them both until being ultimately defeated by falling cinder blocks. The episode itself is every bit creepy, but there's still a lingering question by the finish. What is up with that deer? Is it a demon? Is it magic? Some have even theorized that it's just a person inside of a deer costume. Now this actually goes unanswered for the rest of the series, and even the creators themselves never really touch on it, so a lot of people just chalk it up to being a one-off thing. But I think I know what this deer is. I figured it out, and it has connections leading all the way back to the beginning of the land of Ooh. Why this is important? Well, Ooh wasn't always this magical place filled with candy people, princesses, and creatures alike. It was actually a normal world with people roaming all over it. And we know this mainly due to Simon and Marceline's backstory, but also thanks to the episode Finn the Human, where he wishes that the Lich was never created, leading to the Farm World universe, where the atomic bomb that set everything in motion never happened. Unlucky for everyone in our universe though, the bomb did go off. And we see the nuclear fallout and its effects on the world in the episode Simon and Marcy. And wouldn't you happen to guess who we see in this backstory episode as well? Now you might be wondering, is that the same deer? That would be intriguing if we don't see a deer leg being roasted by Marceline and Simon as they eat it in the next scene. But this does give us confirmation that, hey, animals are still alive even with the nuclear bomb setting off. And if we've seen anything with our own radiation dumping in the world, we know that it can cause some interesting mutations. So this might not be the same deer that we see in this backstory episode, but what if it's a descendant from the deers that were roaming around back then? That due to the radiation and the environment that they now had to live in, they were forced to grow fingers and become way stronger. And we have some evidence backing this up, because even though deers don't appear often in Adventure Time, when they do, they are not normal. Like, they have characteristics that just couldn't happen naturally, like they can climb walls or are really big. So something is having an effect on them to have these changes. And maybe this deer in particular just evolved more than the other ones. But if that's true, then where are the rest of the deer? Well, there might actually be a reason for that, and we could look towards Princess Bubblegum to try and find an answer. When Finn saves her and the rest of the candy people, she states,
"Thank you for saving my kingdom, boys. The deer wanted our sugar, but I didn't give him any, if you know what I mean."
A weird thing to say, it could just be an adult joke, but if we look at it more literally, the deer did have a craving for the candy people and captured and stored them away like a predator would with food. And it's kinda weird that a deer would just be seen as a threat for licking the candy members. Why would they be so worried about this deer in particular? Well, maybe, just maybe, there were a lot of deer around at one point, but due to environmental radiation, it changed the way their genetics work, just like it did with everything else in the land of Ooh. And it's very possible that they developed a strong craving for sweets, just like the candy people. It wouldn't be far off to think that Princess Bubblegum saw these mutated deer as a threat to her people and exterminated them. And if it means her people are safe, what is stopping her from doing this? Maybe there were a lot of deer in the land of Ooh at one point, but she just got rid of them, just letting one slip through the cracks.